Many centuries ago, there lived a Muslim polymath by the name of Ibn Sina. He was born in 980 AD and was arguably one of the most important doctors and philosophers of his time. Ibn Sina, or Avicenna as he is referred to in English, was one of the smartest people of his time. So much so that he outsmarted all of his teachers, and finding a tutor for him was a very difficult task. By the age of 14, Ibn Sina had mastered many subjects and memorized the Quran. And at 16, he began to practice and learn about medicine. Although Ibn Sina learned a lot about law and natural sciences, his main talent was in medicine. At the age of 18, he famously cured a Samanid chief and was a master in the most important works in science. And by 20, he was one of the wisest people of his time. In the 9th century, there was an outstanding Persian mathematician and author by the name of Muhammad al-Khwarizmi. Born in 780 AD in Khwarizm, his name is the origin of the word algorithm. Al-Khwarizmi was a scholar in Baghdad and worked in mathematics, astronomy, and geography in the House of Wisdom. The word algebra came from the famous mathematics book that he wrote, called the Compendious Book on Calculations by Completion and Balancing, which contained a logical approach to solving linear and quadratic equations. This was the first book to ever be written on algebra. Al-Khwarizmi also wrote about the clock, the astrolabe, and the sundial. Mathematics and sciences would not be what they are today without his groundbreaking contributions. In the bustling streets of Diyarbakir, Turkey, there lived an outstanding inventor and mechanical engineer by the name of al-jazari. This gifted man was famous for building clocks and water-raising machines. One of his most famous inventions was the brilliant elephant clock. He also designed mechanical devices like the crankshaft using robotics. We may think that robots are a modern invention, but the Ottomans created by al-jazari amazed everybody who saw them. Al-jazari also gained fame and glory when he wrote an illustrated book that proved to be a manual of his inventions with intricate paintings. It was called the Book of Knowledge of Ingenious Mechanical Devices. The inventive ideas brought to us by al-jazari have significantly contributed to the development of mechanical technology today. Men have dreamed of flying ever since they learned to walk. History is full of legends and tales of men who tried to fly. The first successful attempt at flight was done by the Chinese, who flew kites around the 5th century. The first human flight was accomplished by a great Muslim inventor, Abbas ibn Firnas. Abbas ibn Firnas was born in Andalus, Spain, but he lived in the Emirate of Cordoba, one of the major centers of learning in the Muslim world. One day, Ibn Firnas watched a man test the first parachute jump. This gave him an idea. For the next 23 years, Ibn Firnas studied the nature of flight, and eventually at the age of 70, he built a pair of wings out of silk, wood, and actual feathers, and he jumped off a cliff, gliding in the air. Ibn Firnas's brave attempt at flying launched him into history.
And so, as we see great Muslim minds have walked this earth as scholars, scientists, doctors, philosophers, and engineers, The true sign of intelligence is not knowledge, but imagination. So if you dare to imagine like those before us, you will become creators who bring dreams to life.